Okay, I believe this to be a big story as we are seeing the continuing of the mass exodus from Facebook. It's not just millennials leaving the platform, but now one of the biggest health and wellness companies out there, CrossFit, has deleted all of their social media platforms related to Facebook, their Instagram, their LinkedIn pages, their Facebook pages, with a protest mainly because of Facebook being Facebook and then deleting pages without even telling people why. But we're going to get into that story plus a lot more. And this is only just some of the problems that Facebook is facing. We're also going to get into that in a little bit. But before we do, I want to thank everyone for purchasing a t-shirt on our Teespring store. The link is in the description below. And by purchasing a t-shirt, you make sure that independent media actually survives and sustains itself independently without any shilling to any government or special interest, because hey, that's how media, that's how news, that's how reporting should be done. So again, thank you for buying a t-shirt, really appreciate that. Moving forward with this story, a lot of people are shocked, Jason. The CrossFit community is a huge community. This is why I think this is a major move, and just another signal of all the other signals coming showing major troubles for Facebook. What do you think, Jason?
Awesome move by CrossFit. I couldn't. Thumbs up, guys. Way to go. I can't believe that anybody would be unfamiliar with CrossFit, being that it's been a phenomenon now for the last 5 or 10 years. But this very popular gym that, really promotes people to push themselves hard, share their results. They had a sub page, a South African page, that was dedicated to a high-fat, low-carb diet. People were posting their results, and that is the page that was just taken down and then put back up without explanation. It should also be noted that CrossFit was actually in talks and negotiations with Facebook to exclusively broadcast their CrossFit games on that platform. That would have been a huge amount of money. But as this person points out, the founder's like, look, they are terrible with privacy concerns. They are the largest, quote unquote, public square with over 2.32 billion users. They have an undisclosed amount of people being truth and censor squads and not telling you what the criteria for that is. He laid out a ton of different things. And in this article, Luke, they have to admit that not only are they not unfounded, but there are plenty more examples that he hasn't cited yet. So this is overall great work by CrossFit. I'm extremely happy they've done this.
Yeah, and they do deserve to be supported, and that's why we're doing this story. But this also brings up a very important topic. The level of censorship that has been happening to health and wellness pages on social media has been insane. And that's exactly what happened here. This is how it was triggered, because Facebook recently deleted, without warning or without explanation. This is big here. They don't even tell you they're going to do this. There's a page, Banting 7-Day Meal Plan. It was a user group that was connected to, of course, this health and wellness company. The group had 1.65 million users, and Facebook, without even saying, hey, we're going to do it, just completely took it down, because there's been a major purge against any alternative health, any alternative lifestyle information out there that has been extremely grotesque. Now, this group specifically was a group of individuals posting their testimonials, talking to each other about information regarding the efficiency of low-carb, high-fat diets. This is, of course, directly contradicting a lot of what the meal chart, the FDA, and a lot of government agencies that have been paid off by the sugar industry have been saying for a very long time. This is an important expose done by the New York Times. I think we have an article here by the NPR talking about how the sugar industry paid off scientists to blame a lot of the health problems in America on fat instead of sugar. Fat is actually essential in many different ways to your physical body, but according to the government scientists that were paid off, according to the regulators, according to, of course, the other, quote, independent scientists that were paid by the sugar industry, it was deemed as bad. And some individuals are finding that it is good for them on an individual basis. People talking about it on Facebook, banned, because that's not the authoritative line. That's not what the authorities believe in. And therefore, automatically you contradict what the authorities, what the establishment, what the elite wants you to say, you're gone. And then CrossFit was angry about this, and this, of course, led them to delete everything and just move away from the platform. And again, the platform is having less and less reach. Millennials have been leaving the platform in record numbers. We've been banned on there from even posting on there. But again, this shows you how, again, Facebook serves as a de facto authority over the public square, and they're abusing that authority to work in the authority of special interests. And especially people who talk about health, who talk about wellness, who talk about alternatives to what a broken system pushed onto us, they're the ones that are getting hit more. And we have to remember here, Facebook is ultimately aligning themselves with the same people, and as an example, as I want to give here, the same kind of larger institutions like the medical and doctor industries that were telling you previously before, not so long ago, that smoking was great for your health. That was the authoritative belief. That was the authoritative talking point. And of course, you would counter that. You would be like, oh, you're crazy. You don't believe doctors. You don't believe the medical industry. You don't believe the FDA. You're crazy. Well, it's good to question stuff, and Facebook doesn't want any of that. Facebook is just authoritative. We're going to go with what the authorities say. They're also going to be working on squashing supposed hate speech with governments. So it just shows you how a company is becoming way too powerful. It's abusing its power, and it needs people walking away from it. And I congratulate CrossFit for doing so. And I think this is a great step forward, and we need to highlight and share these kinds of stories to get the word out to the few individuals who are still on that platform, Jason.
Yeah, and this was not a small audience. If you look, CrossFit Games Instagram had 2.4 million. CrossFit's regular Instagram had 2.8 million. The Games Facebook had 2.7, and the regular CrossFit had $3.1 million. And they made another large point, which I think is amazing for these people to do, not only because it's people stepping up, but in large part, let's be honest, these are beautiful people. These are physically fit, physically, visually attractive people, and hopefully that's going to push more people to leave the platform. But they also talked about how they take their user base's data, which is beyond just what you post on Facebook, beyond what you do on Messenger, beyond the stories, and they take that data, they profile you, and then they share it with state and federal authorities, as well as selling it to the highest bidder on the corporate level. So on top of them leaving this, they're also doing, I believe, an Ask Me Anything type thing today at 5 o'clock, actually, Luke, on their own website, describing in depth why they made this decision, which is also impressive. So not only are they doing it, they're explaining why they're doing it, and they're taking to their audience and saying, hey, you should probably do this too.
Yeah, I mean, the privacy concerns are just the little thing compared to all the other things and all the other controversies and all the other just really, really, really bad press that they're getting, and they deserve all the bad press. Now, it's important to note here, CrossFit still has a YouTube channel, still has a Twitter page. They're still online on that way. But this move signals, I think, a larger move, and I think a very symbolic move of people realizing, hey, if something is free, you are the product, and you're being abused from so many different ways by this big tech establishment that is begging government for regulation, that is working to try to go after hate speech. But again, this is how many controversies do you need, Jason? Like, holy cow! Like the last video we did, just talked about 3 of them in a row. It's like we can't stop talking about Facebook and all the bullcrap that they're involved in, right?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And folks, you have to understand that this is a track trace database society, and that little magic box that is in your pocket, even if it's got a dark screen like this, if Facebook is running in the background, ACR, automated content recognition, is running in the background. What does that mean? Well, it could be audio, it could be video. We really don't know. They have access to so much that you don't even have to have a Facebook account. If those around you do, they're still building a profile on you. And we did an in-depth video over at News for a Change on this. If you've not seen that, I encourage you to go over there right now. Not only watch that video, thumbs it up, share it on all the social media you can, because like Luke said, we're banned from even posting on our fan pages, let alone our We Are Change page, and get the word out, because that platform cannot be the end-all be-all on shared information. And I think it is a great move that CrossFit is actually getting out there and being the change they want to see in the world. So you can do that too. Please help us out. Like I said, thumbs this video up. Make sure that you are subscribed to both News for a Change and We Are Change. But you got to get out there too. You've got to get this information to the people and stop being naive. Luke, you got anything else to say?
I mean, just being aware, being knowledgeable is the first step to unleashing the bull crap all around us and living a better life. Knowledge is power, and it is essential for you to be informed and to stay informed. And it's even more essential now that you allow others to do so, because there's a war on us. Just like Facebook took down that one other alternative lifestyle page, they're going after any alternative. The establishment wants full control, full supremacy of information, and the only thing stopping them from getting it is you. So I want to thank all the audience members for participating, and yeah, that's all I have to say.